Please share with us what the most important thing you would say was to take away from your visionary panel.
I would say the most important idea in that room was about a kind of a scratching around for where arts learning opens up next. Does it open up in the way we do teaching and learning? Does it open up in who we have partnership conversations with? Does it open up with how we bring people into the field? And there certainly, in the short amount of time like that, was not an immediate conclusion, but there was this sense of a field that knows it has to open up, that is looking to find agreement for where the energy needs to rush, and a sense that it's not good enough to rush in 30 different directions any longer. We need to coordinate the endeavor of where our next steps come. Why is it important to advocate for the arts? Well, the why of it is if we don't, we're going to sink even faster. I would say, however, we have a recognition that our advocacy, which is passionate and kind of irresistible, has not been effective. And that for a lot of years we've been shooting our mouths off and working ourselves to the bone to convince others of the significance of arts education, and that we're admitting we've been unsuccessful in that regard. So there's a rethinking of what the purpose and the tools of advocacy are, and I think the single most important piece of learning we're coming to as a field is that the foremost act of advocacy is listening. We have thought it was the foremost act was telling and showing, and we now have to know where the people we're advocating to are coming from and find a way to make an authentic connection to what they care about and believe in. My urge to the field is comes from the quote from Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, which is "Sneck up." And sneck up means get it together, man. I think we in the arts and in arts education know far more than we give ourselves credit for. We tend to default to our most comfortable, our most familiar, most habitual practices and understandings. And in order to have an authentic participation in the advocacy conversation, in the assessment conversation, in the school reform conversation, we have to be much bolder in accessing what we know as people in the arts, and really applying what we know in much more muscular, authentic ways, rather than just going small towards our traditional practices. If we stay small within our practices, we're going down. If we take what we know and it's worked for 30,000 years of human history, we start to be significant players in the emerging picture.